Hello again. I am, as I have perhaps mentioned before on this channel, something of a connoisseur of hypocrisy. Now, although I don't watch it, the television programme I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here has been trending on Twitter due to a woman from Belgium asking Nigel Farage, in evident surprise, what he was doing visiting South London. Of course, that is a bit of a cheek when a foreign immigrant complains about an Englishman walking about in his capital city, but that's by the by. This woman's claim to fame, she's called Nella Rose, by the way, is that she is a media personality. I literally do not know what this is. She doesn't seem to have actually done anything in life other than use Twitter and made videos for the internet. Perhaps I am also unwittingly a media personality. There's a novel thought. Her name, though, rang a bell because I seemed to remember that she had made some xenophobic, some might say racist, remarks on Twitter. You see, she thinks that Nigel Farage is a racist because she says that the internet told her so. Well, let's look at a good example of his racism and compare it with her own views. What kind of thing has Nigel Farage said? I thought I'd quote from a good example from an expert in the field. This awful book is called Why I'm No Longer Talking About Race to White People, and it's by Rennie Edo-Lodge. Where are we now? Rennie Edo-Lodge is, by the way, an expert on racism. She's written books about it and she writes for various newspapers like The Guardian, explaining all about racism. Let me read out what she says. It seemed borderline paranoid when UKIP's Nigel Farage expressed nervousness at hearing fellow passengers speak different languages in his train carriage. In a 2014 speech, he said, "The fact is that in scores of our cities and market towns, this country in a short space of time has frankly become unrecognisable. Whether it's the impact on local schools and hospitals, whether it is the fact that in many parts of England you don't hear English spoken anymore." Well, there we are. That's a prime example of the sort of racism that this Nella Rose has evidently come across on the internet. Okay, I hope that's clear enough. If you don't care to hear foreigners talking in their own language on public transport or in the streets, then you are certainly xenophobic and probably racist. Let's compare this with a tweet which Nella Rose herself made 8 years ago. Ready? Those times when you're on a bus full of Somalians and it sounds like a fishmonger's market. Gosh, it's hard to tell the difference between that and Nigel Farage talking about hearing people speak foreign languages on a train, isn't it? Nella Rose doesn't like to hear Somalis talking on a bus because it sounds like a fishmonger's market. And Nigel Farage has mentioned hearing people speaking foreign languages on a train. In the description to this video, I give a link about this from the newspaper article, which I remembered after seeing her name trending on Twitter. This is, I am pleased to say, the most marvellous example of hypocrisy which I have encountered so far this year, and the competition for that title has been very stiff. Well done, Nella Rose.